it goes.
You know, this one was kind of odd. I don't know. I feel like our text didn't explain things really.
Yeah. We'll just go through it and see how it goes, and maybe I rushed through it too much. I don't know, some lessons are just, I don't know. We've all had those, right?
Yeah.
Or we feel kind of like, wait, what? That's how I felt when I was done reading. Like, okay, I guess.
That's kind of how I was too.
So we'll see. I guess we'll just go through it.
Yeah. I had some problems with the question 15.
Yeah, we'll talk about it.
Yeah.
Okay. Oh yeah, that's the one I couldn't figure out for the life of me either, the margin of error.
Oh gosh. Okay.
Anyway.
Well, let's just, start. Number 3. What's the null and alternative hypothesis for
the third one?
Beta 1?
I had the third option.
I did too. So
yeah.
I guess we'll go with that. All right. And then number 4, is it the third one also again? The difference between the observed value y?
Yes, ma'am.
All right. Plot of residuals supports using linear regression when?
The first one. The residuals look normally distributed.
Okay.
So 6, then we're starting into the Excel sheet now. So for 6, compute the residuals for the data using software. What statement best describes the residuals? And I had the first option. The residuals are between -40 and 25.
Yes.
That is what I was thinking, and then I thought, I don't know, is it supposed to form a pattern? And so then I just didn't really know.
So 7.
It's yeah.
Based on the QQ plot for the residuals. Residuals. And I said that they are fairly normal, which is the second option.
This is what I took too.
Awesome.
Okay.
So then for 8, use software.
The QQ plot is just the one that's on our thing, right?
Yes.
Okay. Okay. And then we can make that residual scatter plot that we learned in the lesson, right?
Yeah.
Okay. Just getting it straight in my brain. Okay. So keep going.
Okay. So 8, use software to create a scatter plot. Let me restart this. Given the scatter plot, residuals plot, and the QQ plot, which of the 5 assumptions about linear regression are satisfied by this data? So I did the first 3, which is there is a linear relationship between x and y. The variance of the error term is consistent for all values of x, and the residuals are normally distributed.
Yeah, I choose the 3 first one because when I was watching the video, the instructor said the 2 other ones, they are not related to our class. So I was a bit hesitant because I saw the number 5 in the text. Then I took the 3 first one and I got 1 out of 1.
Yeah.
Okay.
Given I was not very sure of that, why do they put the number 5 in the text?
I don't know that the number 5 is in the text. I think this is just saying out of these 5 assumptions, which are satisfied by the data.
Okay.
So I think that the 5 is just specific to the question.
Great.
So 9 then, what is the estimate for the slope I have 12.695.
Yeah, this is what I have too in my Excel sheet.
So then it wants us to do the 95% confidence interval for B1. So for number 10, the lower bound, I have 10.674. And for upper bound, I have 14.715.
Yeah.
Yep, that's what I have on.
So based on our evidence and using level of significance 0.05, what decision would we make regarding the hypothesis test?
The third one?
Yep, the third one. Reject the null hypothesis because the p-value is less than a. For a hypothesis test for B1, if you reject the null hypothesis, what does this mean?
The fourth one?
Yeah, the last one is what I had as well. There's sufficient evidence to conclude that the slope of the regression line is not 0.
This is what you had, Becca?
Yeah.
Okay.
So I'll just keep going because there's not very many left. So 14, what variable is the dependent variable?
Body length.
The body length. So then another 95% confidence interval. Determine margin of error. It's the one we didn't know, right? So let's skip it and come back to it real quick. So the lower bound I have was 7.
Mm-hmm.
The upper bound, 8.103.
Yes.
And for 18, the first one, we are 95% confident. The confidence interval will contain the true value of B1.
Those are the wording ones that I
know. I have to get those straight in my mind too. I have to read them a couple times usually. So, did anyone get 15 right?
Well, no, I didn't. Well, I haven't turned it in, but I didn't get anything. Like, is this one that we have an equation for, or is it like on the Excel sheet? Like that's why I was like, I don't know.
This is, yeah, that's what I couldn't figure out either. And I looked through all our stuff. I even looked back. Nothing was there. And then I also just went to Google and tried to find it, and there was like no explanation of how to find it. So I don't really understand how to do that one. We might have to ask our teacher. Because I was quite confused on. I kept trying different equations with the numbers we have, and nothing was making sense. So.
Okay, is it just the difference between the lower and the upper bound? Remember that?
I don't know. Usually,
like you just subtract.
So what's that number if you do that?
Let me do it. 8.103 minus. Wait, did you just do 7? Is that what you said?
Uh-huh.
Okay. I have 7.218 on that. Yours just said 7?
Yeah.
The lower inbound? Or lower bound? Okay, well, maybe I messed something up. But anyway, I just...
Let me look, because I have it on here too. So hold on, let me look at this real quick. So yeah, I guess I do. Well, I do have 7.128, but I just put 7 in the answer and I got it right. So.
Oh, well.
There you go.
So I'm just gonna leave 7.128 then, because I haven't turned it in yet. So whatever. Okay, so I'm gonna do 8.103 minus 7.218.
If it's just that, I'm gonna be so mad.
0.885 is what that answer is.
No, it's not it.
Or it could be, or if it's just minus 7, then it's like 1.103.
Are you talking about the question 14 now?
15, margin of
Yes.
error.
I don't think it can be this big. Like,
Yeah, it's not a whole number. It's less than 1.
yeah.
So 0.885 is not it? Did you already?
1 second.
Oh gosh. Okay. No.
I just hate when they do this because they don't give an example of that in the reading.
Right.
And it really upsets me. I'm like, if you're going to ask us a question on the quiz, shouldn't it be something we are taught in our reading? Because it's not. I guess we should know enough now to be able to apply it to figure out which one it is, but
Yeah, wow.
I haven't. So.
Did you try that 0.885 or are you saying that that's not?
0.85?
Did you actually try and do it, Maxie? What answers did you get?
No, I could not figure anything out.
Okay, well.
I just chose a random number.
Well, we might have to ask our teacher or look at it some more, and then whoever figures it out, email each other. We can talk about it Thursday.
Yeah.
Yes. But
or sooner than that, I guess, if you want 100 on your quiz. But
no, I have 17.
Well, that's the only one that we don't have. Yeah, because I don't know. I feel like there's like a different way to do margin of error every time. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I feel like they're supposed to.
I feel like they should just remind us which one fits with this, you know?
Yeah.
Because we don't have the same parameters, though. So maybe this is why we cannot use the same formula.
Yeah, well, it wouldn't seem like we could use the same formula for this one because it's completely different than anything we've learned so far.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking too.
Why would we? That's why I was confused. I'm like, why would we use the same formula?
Just a question, guys. What do you have in your p-value?
See, that's what I was having issues with, to try and find, because to find don't you need P to find your...
Hello?
Wow.
Yeah, I don't even know.
Yeah, it doesn't...
I think maybe we should just email her or something and ask, like...
I agree. Will you email her, Becca?
Yeah. Okay, I'm going to stop the broadcast.